Ladies and gentlemen, there's no better way to get up in the morning than to get up with Garret. Garret is a third-generation success credentialed real estate entrepreneur who's here to give you tips, tricks, and share stories of success. So without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, Garret Bedroom.
Dougie, great to see you back.
You too.
Oh, man, it's been too while, and I got my entrance music back. And my
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, wonderful. Thanks to our
It's
buddy
been a minute.
Connor
It's been a
for
while.
filling in while you were away. But
Absolutely.
how you feeling? How's the leg hopping
So
around?
the leg is getting there. You know, we're out of the boot. We're
Out
off
of
the
boot.
crutches.
Wow, big step.
I am like a pirate, so I'm all heel.
Arr.
And now, so I'm all like everything's the heel, and now
Yep.
we're trying to work those toes and those calf muscles to push off a little bit.
And you got the sexy scar to back it up, right?
Oh yeah.
We
Should I
can make-
tattoo the scar?
No.
Okay, should I
You
put a
should
tattoo
cream
on
on
the
it and
scar? All
keep
right,
it
all right.
nice. Keep it nice, but it's a good memento.
I was thinking about
of
maybe
the-
putting a dancer on the
Yeah.
scar.
It's
Holding,
funny.
holding the scar or something.
I'm probably one of the only people that you can that I can really empathize with you. What it's like to
Yeah.
go through that. I mean, that's a real, a real surgery. It's not a joke when you fully rupture your Achilles.
How was it for you?
It was, you know what? I approached that rehab and that surgery as a professional athlete. I said, I'm
Mhm.
going to be professional at this. I'm going to be at rehab 3 times a week.
Yeah.
I'm going to stretch before I do anything.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to have any self-pity. I'm not going to have self-doubt. I continue to go to the gym, even in a boot, and work on core and upper body. And look, positive mindset, positive attitude will do a lot for you in life. And hopefully you picked up a little bit of that, and that's helpful to you and to others watching. You can come back from an injury, and you can be better than you were originally. There's no one that says you can't, but obviously you got to follow your doctor's orders and quickly get to PT and stick with the routine.
Yeah, I mean, some legendary athletes have tore their Achilles. Kobe Bryant, Kevin
Yeah.
Durant,
Even
Doug Friedman.
Clay Thompson.
Yeah.
Clay Thompson came back from an Achilles and an ACL
Yeah.
back to back, and they won the
Wow.
championship. So anyway, I'm glad you're back, and I'm glad
Thank you.
you're hopping around. And just remember, it's a marathon, not a sprint, right?
Absolutely.
The goal is not to be back in 3 months; it's to be in a year back to where you were. But
100%.
now that it's been probably 2 months or so, you should be, you're out of your cast, you're out of your crutches. And the fact that you're in sneakers walking around, you're not tied to a wheelchair, you're not tied to all those things. You got to look at that as a positive. Right?
Yeah. And so I don't know the exact timeline. They said 6 months to a year,
Yeah.
whatever. But I think, we're about like 2 months out. I think I'm pretty well on that timeline where I'm not like relying on the crutches. I'm confident I can walk. I'm just a little slow. And we just got to get
But
the
that's
muscles
fine.
going.
But now you know that it can be done. Right.
Yeah.
And
So now it's just a matter of time for the left one to go.
unfortunately, I would think most doctors, and I did not go to medical school, would
Mhm.
tell you that because one went, you are at a higher likelihood of the other one, just
Mhm.
from pure facts of one went.
Yeah.
That's what they told me. But I can't, I have no pain in my other one. I mean, I'm thankful.
The doctor, real quick before you
Yeah.
move on, the doctor actually told me that it's been crazy how many tears there have been this year. And he thinks maybe because people were inside because of COVID and they really got active as much, then like things open up, they
Right.
go to be active and their tendons and stuff aren't ready
Or
for that impact.
During COVID, people went outside to do things, right? Because
Yeah.
that was healthier, and you could be outside and spread out playing tennis,
Yeah.
one-on-one or basketball, whatever. Speaking of COVID, I just got through it for the first time. You had it a few years ago, right? Or in the beginning?
When we went, we got it. Well, Adrian got it, and because she got it, I just acted like I didn't get I don't know anything official, but Adrian got it when we went on the honeymoon. When we came back from the honeymoon,
Wow.
she must have got on the plane or something. So I just acted like I had it too and it's quarantined myself. But yeah, I mean, I felt a little weird, but it wasn't anything crazy.
I had never had it the whole time and was fully vaccinated and boosted and all that, and then had like a fever for a day and a nose cold for 2 days.
Mhm.
And look, I would say 90% of my brain is like, I'm so thankful. It was not a big deal at all. I feel great.
Mhm.
Kind of switched right back to feeling good. And the other 10% is like, what was this really what it was all about? I mean, I obviously a lot of people died and it was horrible, and I'm so sorry to hear about that. But my God, I mean, my personal experience was that, if you're fully vaccinated and you're healthy and you're younger, thankfully it's not so bad right now. So I encourage people to still live your life, right? Like don't try to avoid death. Live with the understanding that it can happen to you. yeah, I had to cut my vacation short by a couple days. Not the end of the world. I just think it's an important message. Like, let's learn how to live with COVID, being that it's kind of like a light flu or like cold, whatever,
Mhm.
versus being in fearful of death, and
Yeah.
avoiding. We don't want to have avoidance. You don't want to
Yeah.
avoid your life.
Yeah.
Trust,
Absolutely.
but based on what I've experienced, that it's not worth avoiding. Just deal with it. If you have to go sleep in the guest room for a week, do it. Knock it out. So
I agree.
Anyway, this time of year now, it's a lot of kind of talk about back to work and of course back to school.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you have a photo. Juliet and Harper are now back to school, which was funny for those watching in the South. A lot of people in the South go back to school in August
Mhm.
because they then get out earlier before it gets too hot. And there they are. So Juliet really is growing up quick. She just started 6th grade.
Yeah,
So
she had a
shout out.
growth spurt. She just
She-
shot up there,
Yeah,
huh?
absolutely. There it is. We've been stretching her. And then Harper is starting 2nd grade. So
Wow,
wishing them the best of luck. Yesterday was their official first day. And it's kind of funny, a couple days, and then it's like Labor Day weekend, you get Monday off.
Mhm.
So I don't know how much is getting done the first 2 or 3 days, but
Probably nothing.
do you remember those first couple days?
Yeah, dude. Still
Probably nothing.
summertime. Still nice out.
Yeah.
You know, the kids are looking out the window.
I had a funny moment. So Juliet comes home. Oh, I need this special calculator from Texas Instruments, TI, this and that. And,
TI-84.
Yeah, right. TI-82, TI. I mean, I remember these. And that was our family business, off supplies. And my sister just wrote an article, actually. It's on my Instagram about what it's like to go back to school shopping. And we used to go to Allied, which was the family business,
Mhm.
and get the best trapper keepers and calculators and
Yeah.
pencils, whatever we needed, Dougie. And so I took Juliet last night, because you don't really go back to school shopping as much. The school has this like donation box where you make a donation to the PTO and they give you everything you need.
Uh-huh.
And so it just comes in the mail, at least for us.
Nice.
So, but I took her last night. I drove to Staples, which is right next to JC,
Mhm.
obviously, and Ramsey, and was able to get her a couple things. And Harper needed some stuff too. So that was funny. But
Mhm.
with back to school, if you take that into kind of the business world, you're starting to really see a push now. Companies like, JP Morgan and Apple and Goldman Sachs have come out and said, hey guys, the party's about to be over. Like, you got to get back.
Mhm.
And I think what is happening for the past year, we've been in this economy where if you wanted a job, you could get the job you wanted, right? People were jumping around.
Mhm.
They were offering you higher salaries to come on board. It was an employee market.
Mhm.
This is about to shift. And for the audience who is out there thinking about, oh, maybe I still have leverage, like, you're either out of time or do it right now. I just want to kind of give you that get up with Garret warning. Things are about to shift. This is about to become an employer's market
Mhm.
where, if the job was paying $18, it's not going to now be 21, right? It may be 17.
Wow.
Or it's 18. Yeah, the point I'm making is like, as interest rates rise
Mhm.
and the government is trying to kind of curtail inflation, one of the steps here you're going to see is hiring will slow down. The companies are going to have to slow down in their hiring because money is becoming more expensive.
Mhm.
So they're going to have some layoffs and they're going to slow down in hiring, which will obviously give them more, a bigger talent pool to choose from.
Mhm.
So your negotiating power as a prospective employee is getting smaller and smaller.
Mhm.
So do it now. If you're looking to take that new job, get it done now. Just wanted to give you a heads up that you're going to start to really see the big companies try to bring people back to work. Are you experiencing that, or?
I'm very lucky and thankful. I have go-getters here in the studio, and our process of bringing people in, it's like dating. We like bring people in and see if they're a good fit, and we're not like quick to pull the trigger, but I am when I see someone who's like local, driven, and willing to learn. I don't know if you want to bring it up. We don't have to go there if you don't want to.
Okay.
But this conversation is kind of bleeds into, we might be, forgiving college loans. So like, and how I think it connects, it's like you as a college student bought a product which was supposed to help you get a job, right? So if you graduated and you didn't get that job, you weren't able to pay your loans, then maybe the product, you have to look at the product.
Disappointed you a little bit.
Maybe. I don't know.
Well, look, honestly, this is a hard topic for me personally because I didn't have to get college loans to pay for school. So I can't empathize and say I know what it's like to go to college and expect to get a return on your investment
Mhm.
5 years out. I didn't have to experience that. I'm thankful for my family to be able to afford that. But I also understand that for most people, that's not the reality. And going forward, college is ridiculous. I mean, I don't think I'll be able to afford to pay for my kids at this rate either. In all seriousness, I mean, it's a lot more common for kids to get loans,
Yeah.
even from middle class, upper middle class, and even
Mhm.
wealthier families. So I really can't add too much value on it. But look, I mean, and I don't like getting into certainly the political side of it, but everyone should have an opportunity to learn something and then have a return on the investment.
Mhm.
I've been saying for years, instead of going to college at 18, why not go and have some type of government program where you have to learn a skill,
Mhm.
right? Become a carpenter, an electrician, a plumber, learn how to lay tile. In Israel, you have to go to the army. And I don't know what the exact answer is, but
Mhm.
learn some type of technical skill,
Yeah.
which would always give you a job, right? You always
Mhm.
need someone who can fix the air conditioning unit.
Yeah.
So I happen to think college, like, I don't think at 18 you really know what you want to do. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm still learning at 42 what I really
Yeah.
want to do, right? So that's, to me, the bigger conversation of maybe we can push college a few years until the people who are in college really understand A, what they want to do, but also B, the value of the return on the investment
Yeah.
of either their parents or the loan.
Yeah. And that's why I'm saying we should look at the product, because you got kids who might be really enthusiastic about like art history, but when you graduate with an art history degree, like, are you able to be able to pay? Like, are you able to get a job in the economy for that? And like, it's a shame, like, that it is becoming like a political argument, but it's not. It's like, this is the situation the world is in, and we got to do what's best. And like, would you feel the same way if there was people who had car loans and they needed help and we wiped off that debt? Like, would it be viewed the same way? I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, look, you've got to be an adult. I mean, I'm a big believer in. If you sign a lease, whether it's for shopping center, for an apartment,
Yeah.
for a salon suite, for a car, like,
Yeah.
grow up, right? Like, you
Yeah.
signed it, live it to the
Yeah.
end, pay it to the end. And if it's a 1 year, a 3 year, and you're not happy, then at the end, go to the next thing.
Yeah.
Like, you don't just wake up halfway and go, yeah, you know what? I don't like it anymore. It's not what I thought. I'm not going to pay. I mean, that's being
Yeah.
childish. That's not
True.
being an adult. So,
True.
and I think the bigger question is there a group of people out there that, and I go, you got to be careful in kind of how you identify different things these days, but you could say an entitled group, or maybe acting somewhat soft from the standpoint of like, I don't want to work so hard. I want things given to me more.
Mhm.
Well, when money's cheap, right, and you're all making money on let's say meme stocks or Bitcoin, or everything's going up, 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 right? You could sometimes understand why they are acting that way, because things are easy for them.
Mhm.
But the reality is that, like, in life, when things are easy, everything's easy. But most times in life, things are not going to be always
Yeah.
easy, right? You're going to have roadblocks. You're going to have challenges.
Yeah.
And that's when you measure the character of somebody, when they're down, right? When
Mhm.
times are tough. When times are great and free money's flowing and everyone's hiring, a lot of those things get covered up, right? Your weaknesses.
Yeah.
So now it's time for people to kind of button up a little bit and, become a better saver, work a little smarter, work harder, and not have this vision of kind of an entitlement. So my thought is, why can't the government have a program where they help you with your rent if you have one of these skill technical jobs for
Mhm.
2 or 3 years? And that way, let's say it only pays you 25, 30 grand a year.
Mhm.
Well, at 25 or 30 grand a year, you can't pay much for rent if you're
Yeah.
out on your own.
Mhm.
But if they were to support that, that would help landlords build more
Yeah.
housing, because we totally are short millions of housing units
Yeah.
in the country,
Mhm.
which is why as a family, we're trying to invest more in housing.
Nice.
Duh. Right. And so you could then get one of these skill-based jobs, which would teach you accountability, responsibility, and you'd have a revenue stream for life.
Mhm.
Then maybe go to college at 20, 21,
Yeah.
a little bit older. You appreciate it. You can keep that side job that you've already been doing for 2, 3 years.
Mhm.
To me, that would be something that I would be, excited about.
I have the solution.
Okay.
And I've said it for years. Okay. You go to college. I don't even care what you study. You go to school. You graduate, whatever your major is. You pay what you pay for school, right? You pay whatever your income is for the next 10 years. For the next 10 years, you give 10% of your income to the school that taught you, right?
Interesting.
So this solves a lot of problems. You go to school, they teach you, You graduate, you get your job. For the next 10 years, you're given 10%. Now the school is going to make sure you get a job.
Sure.
Like they're going to help you
of
as
course.
much as they can. And they probably would cut out some majors. They probably be like, you know what? This major's not giving us any money. We're not getting any income from this major. And it would probably filter and make them give a better product because now their income is based on how they perform.
Okay. So
everyone's accountable
so
now.
now you graduate, you have this art history major. I'm not picking on art history. It's fabulous. Yeah. And, you work in a museum and the entry level job there is $40K.
Yeah.
So now
10% of that.
Now you're going to owe $4K to the college that gave you the art history degree.
Yes.
And for how long? For 10 years?
10 years. 10 years, you're given 10% of your income.
Okay. So if you go
I mean, these numbers can be shifted, but
sure.
10 years. For the next 10 years, I feel that that's fair for the next 10 years. Now, hey, you don't get a job and you work at McDonald's or whatever.
Then what?
10%. Whatever you make for 10 years. You want to go backpacking for 10 years? Be my guest. It's probably not going to help you in the life, in your life. Like
sure.
I'm going to get out of my college loans, but backpack for 10 years, like it's probably not going to work out for you in the long run. But whatever you make, the lawyer, the doctor, the dentist, whoever, 10% of whatever they make goes to their school.
It's interesting. No, it's an interesting concept. And I think, look, no matter what, there's probably a lot of different ideas out there. Something's going to have to give because how are people going to afford? I mean, it's going to be $100,000 a year, right? So like who in their right mind, like I'm an investor. Yeah. So why would I spend $400,000 or $500,000 on my kids to go to college? Yeah. If they're going to make $25,000 a year, that's a 20-year payback. That is not a good investment.
Yeah. And there's going to be more people graduating, less jobs, and robots are going to take over some jobs too. So like, you know what I mean? That's just like there's a lot of factors.
So the value of the college degree is going to become less if it's not attainable. I mean, I don't know, there's a lot of things that need to reform here.
You know what we do? We got the cameras, the drones, the videos. We do. I went to school. I was a triple major: video production, digital media arts, making websites, graphic design, and communications. Triple major. Wow. I didn't do any electives. So I played across the school. I come to the locker room. My teammates would come with brownies from like brownie making class. That there was like the electives. I cut out all electives, just took major classes. They bled together, whatever. Right? I feel like I learned a good base there. But a lot of the stuff that we learned and grown with was out of school. There's some majors, unless you're like a doctor and someone's life's in your hands or a lawyer and you know the law, like there's some majors that you not necessarily don't have to even go to college to learn.
I think one of the big things colleges also miss is sales training. I think if you can learn how to sell and you could take sales classes, whether it's for 6 months or a year, will apply to so many different industries that you can work in. You'll always have a job. If you're producing, right? Coffees for closers, baby, right? Alec Baldwin.
Absolutely.
So if you're a closer, that means you can be a real estate agent, right? You could sell insurance, you could sell stocks. I mean, there's a million things you can do for every company. That's a great way to learn your product and your company and you do it for a couple of years, right? You cut your teeth. It's exhausting. Yeah. A lot of calls. That's how I started with the Warriors. So that's an area too where I'd like to see some more training picked up on.
I feel like sales gets a bad rap, but it's like one of the most useful and most powerful tools you can learn.
I agree. It has this kind of used car salesman feeling, but the reality is that sales is the lifeblood of every business. If you're not selling something, you're not in business. So, then you're a non-for-profit, which is fine. And even they have to sell stuff too, right? You're selling people to come move into your nursing home and whatnot. But sales needs to be respected at the utmost level because cash flow is king. And if you're not selling anything, then how are you paying the salaries for everyone in human resources, marketing, web design, drone flying, et cetera? So make sure you take care of those salespeople. If you're in the office, give them a hug, give them a high five, tell them you appreciate that they're out there on the front line, bringing in revenue for the whole organization.
Yeah, I would love to remove the connotation that, snake oil salesman or car dealership salesman. No, you're just connecting people to what they need and helping them through the process.
Absolutely. So speaking of sales, I want to show some photos from some of the new salons by JC.
Absolutely.
That we've seen.
Yeah.
That some of your old clients and your friends have joined us in Paramus. We're thankful for that.
Where would you like to start?
So we can start with, let's see. You have the Lusso pictures?
Yeah, here's the main logo that they put up.
Okay. There. So this, we're so fortunate. So one of the salons shut down in Paramus called David Michael, and I wasn't able to talk about this for a little bit publicly, but we were able to pick up 8 of their professionals who now are in 5 different suites in Salons by JC, just
Yeah.
down the road, literally from where they were. So
Mhm.
when Michael and I designed this Paramus location, we built a triple suite for
Mhm.
3 professionals and then a number of double suites. And, you know, you had to have good, not just persistence. I'm trying to think, maybe you'll come back to me with the word, Doug, the word where you believe in something and you're willing to wait, and you understand that it may not be tomorrow, but
Yeah.
I think conviction is maybe the word.
Faith.
Yeah. That, so like I felt deeply that there was a group of men and women, and probably more women than men, that would be at a salon that either closed or got upset and wanted to move and wanted to be together, like
Yeah.
3 or 4 together.
Mhm.
And so we built this triple room, and frankly, it sat for a year because we didn't find the right group. Not that we made a mistake, and had I doubted myself and self-doubt, maybe I would have said, "Oh, we screwed up. Let's change it.
Yeah.
Let's change your course." But Michael and I had conviction that no, this is going to happen. It's just we didn't find them yet. And again, appreciate your help as well in spreading some positive feedback. And they did come, and so now 3 of them have opened, called Luso, and they built an incredible salon. Do you have the picture of the 3 chairs? So it's Danielle and Jenna and Samantha, and they're doing hair, and I think Samantha also does makeup. And if you're interested in checking them out, they have on Instagram Luso, and you just go to salonsbyjc.com Paramus. And so this is a suite where now we can welcome a group that wants to stay together. Tough situation for where they were, of course,
Yeah.
and having to kind of pick up their clients and pick up their stuff and move. But thankfully, we were here to kind of open our arms and help them with lighting and paint and furniture, whatever gets set up. And so they're open for business. And then the other suite I wanted to show you, 2 other ladies, Nicole and Lindsay, also from this David Michael. There they are. That's Nicole on the left and Lindsay on the right. So they opened up what's called a double suite. And when we first walked in, they didn't see it. They're like, "Garret, this room doesn't have any windows. It looks like a shoebox." I mean, they were just, Lindsay especially was like, "What are we doing in here?" And I was like, "Trust me, let me show you what other people have done. Like, you can do this." And they sat down and they came up with great photos and design, and they just killed it. They did a beautiful job. There may be a second picture for them.
Yeah, I got it.
I can't recall. Yeah, there you go. So they've got custom lighting, custom wallpaper, custom stations, and this is a legal double suite, so both of them can work together. Sometimes we have people that want small single suites and they want to alternate days, but this one is actually large enough where they can work side by side. So they're all open. They're happy, and we have a few more people that are still in the inspection period that'll be opening soon there. And all of our doubles are rented now, Doug.
Nice.
We had somebody else that just rented a room, not related to the David Michael situation, and that was our last double. So if you're interested in a double, we do have suites in Ramsey that are doubles, or we could look at putting 2 single suites together and kind of making a double. So I'm just real thrilled to share that, because I think you're starting to see in some cases the value and benefit of having the suite opportunity versus those professionals had looked at actually taking over the David Michael. And that would have been a tremendous undertaking, having a commercial lease in a shopping center. And I don't need to get into all their business, but it's just a lot easier now to be in our facility, and they can still do exactly what they want to do. So you got to come check it out. I know,
Absolutely.
especially you look like you may be.
I need a haircut. I got to see Danielle.
Danielle, if you're watching, does Dougie
I definitely need a haircut. I definitely need a haircut. Absolutely. And like you said, we don't have to get into the details of what happened, but it had nothing to do with the talent and the quality of these women. So you lucked out, you hit the jackpot. The circumstances, whatever, we don't have to go into that.
Yeah.
But you have these wonderful, talented ladies over there.
Yeah, they happen to all be like VIP. They're incredible, and that's why I stopped what I was doing for 2 weeks and made it my personal business to make sure that anything I can do to help them get open. Because it's anxiety. They were all nervous. There's a lot going on, right?
Yeah.
And, we had a whole team with Emily and Gina and Michael from my office. We all did whatever we could do to make them feel comfortable, and we're thrilled to welcome them. And look, if you're thinking about doing something similar and you're a little nervous, call them up and say, "Hey, what was it like working with Salons by JC? What was your experience like with Garret and Mike, and Emily and Gina?" We're happy to help you any way we can. The other thing I wanted to talk about, obviously, we always want to give updates on our projects, right?
Yep.
So I think No, you know, we did the show with the Hilltop. You were there for that. That was remote. You were there.
Mhm.
So just the hedges, we are really rocking and rolling. The kitchens are pretty much almost finished. Like all the appliances got delivered.
Yeah.
The cabinets are in. We're doing some veneer work.
I'm gonna pull those up. We're going into the kitchens right now.
You want to start with the kitchens? Let's start.
I mean, you said it.
Let's start with the kitchens.
Want to start here?
So that's actually cool. This is a view of one apartment that we have the lights on and the air conditioning, so you know where everyone's hiding when it's hot. And this shows you what it looks like. You know, the nice flooring, the kitchen. This is missing the bottom part veneer, which will be on the peninsula, but you can see the white cabinets up there. All right, keep moving. Let's see what else you got here.
Keep it moving. Keep it moving.
There's a similar
Now it
picture
looks like
that.
All right, similar picture like that. There you go.
There you
This
go.
one.
Yeah, so that shows you that. So you've got the wood grain bottoms, a really pretty low profile, modern hardware. The countertops are a beautiful white, and they've got I don't know, they're like a quartz or something. They have a little bit of like a pebble or stone kind of in there.
Mhm.
You can't see it from this type of picture.
All right.
That's not the real microwave, by the way. Let's show them the real microwave, Doug.
The real microwave.
We have all stainless appliances, you know, stainless and black, very sharp. There you go. Bam, there it is. So you've got you got the stoves coming in there, and those are going to be gas cooktops, which people,
Yeah.
if you love to cook, you probably appreciate gas more than the electric. And of course, for ADA, if ever you're in a wheelchair, have an issue, you've got the knobs in front, which is really nice and helpful.
Nice.
Okay, keep moving here. Anything else with the kitchens that I give you? Or
I think that's it for the kitchens.
how about the bathroom? Was there a bathroom vanity shot?
the sinks?
Yeah. So that's a nice, you see it's the same look.
Yep.
That's like the primary bathroom.
Mhm.
You don't say the word master anymore when you talk about,
Oh, yeah?
you use the word primary. So that's your primary double vanity. Well, obviously you'll have mirrors and, you know, lights and beautiful faucets. So, but that just gets to give you an idea what that looks like there. And
Should we
then,
move to the outside?
yeah, let's talk about the exterior. I mean, the facade is like probably 95% done on the multifamily. Self-storage is like 99% done. We got great banners.
Mhm.
Remember our guest, Adam Koppelman from Speed
Yeah.
Pro Imaging,
Yeah.
came out with some huge hedges, banners,
Wow.
and rentals. And we've already got over 126 people signed up on our website within a couple of days of the banners going up. Like a
Wow.
huge push to the website numbers went way up.
Wow.
And I mean, the amount of interest in this project is tremendous, just tremendous.
Mhm.
And, you know, we can't wait to get it finished. Keep going. Let's see what else we have. Any more banner pictures that we can show off for Adam?
Absolutely.
There you go. That one's great. Yeah, look at this. This is huge. I mean,
That's nice.
when you pull under the train trestle, you just get
Yeah.
nailed with that right there.
It's a big printer.
It's huge.
You have to have a big printer to print
know,
that.
I don't know if you have one of those back
No,
here.
no.
That thing's huge. And Adam's company works so fast and does such a great job. Goes out, measures, checks it 3 times. I've never met anyone who can work as fast as him.
Nice.
You want to go to the video and kind of look
Absolutely.
at the drone view?
We may or may not have music. We're about to find out.
Just let me know because I don't always know. That's
Here we go.
cool. I'll talk over it. So you've got the aerial, obviously the retail buildings in front with Planet Fitness. The self-storage is further back, and the apartments is kind of the L shape. That's from the interior view where the parking lot will be. And you can see all the roofs are done, almost done with the facades. A lot of different beautiful colors, grays, blues. You have that blue parapet there. Those units have, I think, 14 or 16-foot loft ceilings.
Mhm.
And that blue matches the self-storage panels as well. And they're finishing up, like they're almost done with the elevators in self-storage.
Nice.
The retail, Planet Fitness is in there working. That's all concrete. I'm sorry, not concrete. Countertops right out there. See
Wow.
in front? Tons of
Yeah.
countertops coming in. Absolutely. There you go. So we're hoping to have everything finished in mid-November, you know, and it's just every day is something new. The cute little closets I get to see, and watching this dream come together is pretty awesome.
Nice.
Pretty
Very
awesome.
nice.
So the only other thing I wanted to cover was, I don't know if you saw, there was a big news story regarding electric cars, Tesla,
Yeah.
and really the big news, and I don't know if everyone even caught it, so I'll bring you up to speed, is California announced that after 2035, and I don't know what month,
Mhm.
I apologize, you will not be able to sell gas-powered cars new cars in California. This does not affect kind of the secondary market, you and I, let's say trading cars, but new, licensed, regulated dealers, et cetera, won't be able to sell gas cars. Now, this is really, really big news. And the reason why is because California has the strictest emissions laws in the country. And typically 10 to 15 other states follow exactly what California does.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are expecting in the next few months to hear other states fall in line, including New Jersey, perhaps. And this is, in my opinion, just a game changer, because when you think about who does this help, right? And where's Tesla in the process with electric cars versus the other competitors? I think they're light years ahead. And the big thing is that they do their own chips. So Tesla is like Apple. Apple figured out, screw you, Intel, I'll make my own Apple chip, right? You buy an Apple iPhone or laptop, you turn that thing on, it just works right away, right? They're controlling all the process within there versus something else from Windows where it's like 8 different companies from IBM or whatever it is, right? Dell. So Tesla figured out how to have their own chip. And I think that's going to put them 3 to 4 years ahead of everybody else. So as these other companies are ramping up, Tesla's just going to have millions of more cars on the road out there. And, when everyone is even getting ramped up, then Tesla will be the first in automation, right? Autonomous driving. And then the Tesla robots will be here, right? So Tesla's going to be in like 5 to 10 different revenue streams that is going to make this, a $2 trillion company, like something just ridiculous, right? It's going to be epic. So, their stock recently split from just under 900 to like just under 300, which is a 3-for-1. So it's more affordable for you to buy, right? You can buy.
Time out. Tesla right now is at $300.
Yeah, less.
Let me get some.
Yeah. So I'm telling you, you should be thinking about Tesla doubling or tripling in the next 5 to 10 years.
One thing I don't think many people know, and why Tesla shot up so high and had it falling so fast, is with Tesla, it's not just about the car. Like each Tesla car is mapping out the world, and it's sending these maps to a database. So like their technology, like when people are like, why is Tesla stock like over 1,000? Like each car is mapping out the world.
So I'll add to that. So where I think you're really going with is that each Tesla vehicle provides feedback to Tesla on the experience of autopilot, on autonomous, on mapping, on battery life, on all that stuff, right? So all those millions of Teslas out there over the next couple of years ahead of everybody gives them so much more data and feedback to make it better. And then they do these over-the-air updates. And so the experience of driving the Tesla will be so different than experience on service driving the other ones. Now, right now, I have friends that have had big problems, right? Like I have a friend of mine, the thing died about to be in a car wash.
Wow.
No answers, right? But we're still in the first inning here. Trust me, we're still very early. But long term, the amount of data that the Tesla brings back will put them way ahead. And so the amount of services you're going to need will be way less than other companies. Like Tesla is not a car company. Tesla is a software company. Okay. It is a chip with wheels. Okay. It's a chip with wheels, not a chip witch, a chip with wheels. I do love a good chip witch, by the way.
Nice.
The other companies are cars with chips. You see the difference? Cars with chips versus a chip with wheels. So now, if you want to get involved, I can talk to you more offline. There are some mutual funds that own a lot of Tesla. Like I always mention this billionaire Ron Barron that we invest with. It's called Barron Partners Fund. And like half of that is like Tesla. And then the rest is a lot of other cool things. So that's a way to buy it with a little less risk. Now it's got a big minimum though. I think you have to spend like $2,000 to get in there.
Okay.
So if you only want to buy one share of Tesla, that's $300. But if you have like $5,000 or $2,500 to invest, maybe spread it out a little bit. Don't just put it all in Tesla.
Okay.
But I really think that Tesla has this just an unbelievable upside over the next 5 to 10 years, a real competitive advantage over everyone else.
100%. So for, the person who just wants to get into the stock market, for example, let's just say, this just happened. Tesla was at like, let's say $1,200 not too long ago. It triple splits, whatever. Now it's at $300. So are we expecting that to like get back up to the $1,200 mark? Not saying overnight, but like, what's the expectation of where this stock should be?
So just because it splits doesn't mean it's going to go back up. That's just to have more shares in the market,
Yeah.
which makes it readily available to more people at a better price,
Mhm.
which sometimes actually does bring it back up.
Yeah.
Because then you got people competing for it. It also allows the company to buy back some of the shares, right? So if Tesla wants to buy back a share, it's going to be a lot cheaper at 300 versus 900 or 1200. But a lot of Tesla bulls, people that are really big on Tesla, like Kathy Wood and Ron Barron,
Mhm.
they actually think Tesla will be north of 1200
Mhm.
a share, even though it's back at 300 now.
Yeah.
They really do. And in some of them have cases that are like at 3,000 a share.
Mhm.
Now that may be 10, 15 years from now, but I just wanted to give you a heads up. Tesla is like Apple. So stop thinking of Tesla like a car company.
Mhm.
Think of them like a tech company, a software company. Think of Tesla as Apple.
How about this one? Do you think Tesla can be compared to like Bitcoin? And I think they can do it better. I think so. Like Bitcoin's like the poster child of crypto, right? There's tons of other cryptocurrencies, but when you think of cryptocurrency, you think of Bitcoin. I think the same thing with Tesla. When you think of an electric vehicle, like Ford just made the F-150 Lightning electric, Hummer's coming out electric. But when you think electric car, you think Tesla. They're going to do it the best. That's where I think Bitcoin and Tesla differ. I think Bitcoin is just like, we're a crypto. I don't think they're really going into their technology, but Tesla is. But yeah, it's like they have that advantage of being like the first and the one you think of, like Apple. When you think of like a nice computer, you think Apple. When you think of cryptocurrency, you think Bitcoin. Now you think of cars, electric cars, you think Tesla.
Well, who was big in phones, right? You had like Nokia
Yeah,
and Motorola and all these
Yeah.
other names, right? And Apple's like, Apple had nothing to do with a phone,
Yeah.
right? And they came in and did it their own way. Tesla is going to be ubiquitous. It's going to be like Kleenex or Jello.
yeah.
I don't want to compare with Bitcoin because that's just a whole other different world. It's not going that great right now. But this is real. So again, just a heads up. I've been big on this. I mean, Tesla's already made way over 1,800%. I mean, Kathy Wood and Ron Barron have made billions. Like Ron Barron and his funds have made billions of dollars on Tesla already, and will continue to. So just giving you that heads up.
Thank you. I'm going to get some Tesla today.
You should go for it. and don't watch it every day like this. You've got to play.
not.
I always talk about business is like golf. It's a long game, right? You don't play mini golf for business, right? You don't do it. It's the long game. You're always working on everything, thinking long. Okay. So I lost my train of thought for a minute. Maybe it's
no, but it's right. Like, and even not that you should be investing in crypto, but I'll invest if I hear something here and there. I'll pull a little here and there, but I'm not like checking it every day. Like I have Ethereum and I got it super cheap. It went up. It's down right now, but I got it so early. It's still up. And they're predicting in 5 years, it might be triple like where Bitcoin is, right? Like it's with stocks too. Like you're not like, unless you want to be staring at your computer screen all day and day trade.
Yeah, that's a whole
other game.
Business. Everything you do in life and business should be for the long term. It really should be. That's something I feel very strongly about. Nothing should be done for just a short. I mean, all the big wealth generation in this world historically has come from longer term things, being patient, right? Big wealthy families in New York City bought buildings in tough times and whatever, held on. Yeah. Do people get lucky and flip things and quickly? That happens all the time, but it's just not. It's not sustainable. A lot of that's luck.
Yeah.
So
what's the saying? An overnight success takes a lifetime to do.
Sometimes I'll say like I'm an overnight success, a lifetime in the making or something. Yeah, perfect. So anyway, that's our show.
Nice.
Appreciate you tuning in and everyone spending their morning with us, and looking forward to an exciting September. Trying to book some great guests. I've been working on that the past few days, and we'll also start doing some NFL talk, maybe some NFL kickoff.
That's right.
I've got some friends that maybe want to come on and talk about some sports betting and where that's going as a business.
Yeah.
And,
exploding.
And I have my fantasy football draft tonight. I'm in second draft pick order. Any recommendations for me? Or
it's tough, especially McCaffrey's back, but he always gets injured. It's a tough one.
So we'll see what happens with him. But it's like a private dinner. These guys have like the draft board, the dinner, and they invited me in. This is my first year with them. I'm in 2 leagues now, and so I'm appreciative and thankful to be included. I don't know if they know what they got themselves involved with. I could easily be last place, So anyway, we appreciate you. If you have any questions, shoot us an email. getupwithgarret@gmail.com is our email, right?
Yeah.
Somewhere down here.
There you
There
go.
it is. Any questions, comments, concerns, or send us a direct message. We'll be happy to answer those live.
Yeah.
And look forward to seeing you soon.
Awesome. Great
right.
stuff.
You got it. Remember, the more you give, the more you get.
Hey now.